Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'd like to review a movie that I watched a couple of days ago. The movie was made in 2023 and it's a movie that deals with the theme of urban legends of cryptids, creatures of urban legend set in America. Now the movie stars Nathan Timashuk and Chelsea Grant, and it was directed by Anthony Cousins. And that movie is called Frogman. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Blu-ray at hand to show you because I got rid of it on eBay. So I'll just stick the image there beside me. Yeah. Okay then, guys. So what I'm going to do, before I say anything further and give you my rating on the movie as a whole, I'll just give you a little bit of background on the story. Okay then, guys. So the Frogman tells the story of a guy. Movies in two parts, really. It starts off like in 1999 when the guy's 12 and he's on a vacation trip with his family in a car, and they're driving along in that, and he suddenly captures this creature, like part man, part frog, on his camcorder. So he gets the footage in that, So as the years go by, it becomes more and more popular on the internet, the footage and that. But there's a lot of doubters as to whether this creature actually exists, because a lot of people say I'll poo-poo it and that, like the abominable snowman. So what this guy does, his name's Dallas, by the way. He goes out, he gets a couple of friends he knows from college, and to prove it's not a hoax and to find out once and for all if the Frogman's an actual entity, actual cryptid. He journeys back out to Ohio, Loveland, in the hope that he'll be able to capture the creature again and prove once and for all that it's not an urban myth, it's an actual living creature, this frog-like creature. So that's it. But basically, two parts of the movie. That says it starts off when he's a young boy, 12, and then the second part is mostly the bulk of the movie takes up and going out there to the swampland investigating. And when he gets out there, like he finds like the legend spread quite a bit in the town and that, because the people have all like these mementos with the frog on them and that, sort of like it reminds you of the Muppets and that, all the paraphernalia like with the frog's face on and that. So, but he goes out there, and as he starts investigating, so he takes all his equipment and that, he starts investigating and goes into the swamps with his friends and that. So that's basically the movie, guys, in a nutshell. I won't give away too much of it in case you haven't seen it. But, okay then, guys, on to my thoughts now on the Frogman as a whole. Well, the main problem with this movie, guys, it was very, very slow. I thought it was just nothing but a soporific bore. It suffered from the usual symptoms of these kind of movies, like the Blair Witch Project, jerky camera, a lot of yapping and that, and stupid behaviour by the the cast and that. I did not like any of the characters at all. I just couldn't feel any affinity with any of them at all, and that just very, very dull cardboard cutout characters, and most of the movie nothing happens, it just builds up and that. He goes around interviewing the locals and that. What did he think of this Frogman legend and that? And then like they go into the swamp and that, and that's it basically, yeah. And the frog itself, I didn't find scary at all. In fact, I found it quite laughable. I mean, you don't even see it attacking people. It's only implied that it attacks people off screen, including one of Dallas's friends, female friends. But yeah, guys, it's one of those really, really dire found footage movies that I definitely won't be revisiting. And yeah, and also I think there was some sort of problem with the sound, because it seemed to me as if like they shot it once and they weren't satisfied, so they overdubbed it. But I don't know if they did, like that's just my opinion. But yeah, guys, yeah, I was not impressed at all by Frogman. I thought it was ridiculous, And as the movie went on, guys, I found myself not giving a monkey's uncle, or should that be a frog's uncle, whether he found the bloody frog creature or not. Just wanted the movie to end and that, it was that bad, yeah. I did have reservations about it, like, because as you know, I'm not a great fan of found footage, but when I saw like this guy raving over it on YouTube, like, he's really made up, I've got the Frogman, basically, I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. And I'm always open to, watching new movies and that, just to make sure, like, I mean, like, that one, Creep, for instance, that was a found footage, and I ended up liking that one. So I'm always open to give movies, even if I don't like the genre. I've heard a couple of good things about it. I'll go into it with an open mind. Yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah, but in this case, guys, unfortunately, I was not satisfied with it at all. Very, very disappointed. But you say it's the usual tropes of these found footage and that. As I say, the shaky camera, the ridiculous storyline. And you didn't really see much of the frog creature. You had this like kind of weird ritual as well that was reminiscent of what you might see in a Hammer movie, like the Dennis Wheatley, The Devil Rides Out, where this group of cultists gather in the woods and that with a view to sacrificing a human victim to the Frogman. Yeah, but oh god, guys, yeah, it was very, very minimal, minimal shots of the creature, And to be honest, I wasn't even impressed by the appearance of the creature. I mean, it was either a fella in some bloody cheap frog suit, or it was like some very, very bad CGI effects. Yeah, didn't impress me at all, guys. Not at all. And I don't know how true it is, but I've heard rumours there could be a sequel. But I definitely won't be revisiting the sequel. I'm telling you that because I didn't like this. Yeah, and it had that dirty, dull dishwater colour, what a lot of these modern movies have, didn't like the setting, didn't like the characters. I thought it was corny, and it was at times it was in places it was just laughable. It wasn't scary at all, and you could watch that on your own, night at night. You wouldn't have any nightmares. I'd say I would have had a better time watching Kermit the Frog and the Muppets and that. Yeah, but there you go. Okay then, guys, on to a rating now for Frogman. I'm only going to give it a 2 out of 10, guys. That's all it's bloody worth. It was a pile of pond scum, if you'll pardon the pun. And yeah, I definitely will not be revisiting this. I don't know why these modern movies, irrespective of whether they're found footage, I don't know why these lump these group of characters together. If they're going to act bloody stupid and that, laughing and that, this little thing and making stupid jokes and that, to just, just fall on stony ground with me as far as I'm concerned and that, why don't they just get on with telling a bloody good horror story instead of larking around all the time? Like, a lot of these, like in some of these American films where you got all these teenagers larking around and coming up with the most ridiculous things. Why can't they go back to making a good solid horror story like what you used to see with Boris Karloff and Christopher Lee and all, like, why do you have to make drivel like this? To be honest, guys, I think this found footage, I think it's gone on a bit too long. I think they should stop it now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people do like found footage, and that's fine. Everybody's their own taste, but I don't like found footage at all. As I say, with the exception of movies like Creep, not really a great fan of found footage, and this was one of the really bad ones, this, guys, it really was. But if you like your movies, like, like if you're interested in cryptozoology, like with creatures like, the Abominable Snowman, the Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, movies like that, you might get some enjoyment, but be warned, you're not going to see much of the monster, if you can call it a bloody monster, more like a bloody pantomime prop. Yeah, just very, very rare glimpses of it, like popping out of the woods and popping back in, no blood and gore and that, and all the killings were just implied that they were off screen, but I don't know what that guy was raving over it for, but then it's all a matter of taste, isn't it? But yeah, I say all in all, a ridiculous storyline, and as I say, I would have had a better time. I would have had a better time watching Kermit the Frog. Yeah. Okay then, guys. So that's my review of Frogman. Have you seen Frogman? What did you think of it? Do you share my opinion? It was a pretty poor found footage movie and quite laughable at times. Leave a comments down below, guys. Let's get a good discussion going about the Frogman. But yeah, guys, it wasn't for me, I'm afraid. And they could have done a lot better. It's very, very hard to make a good urban legend movie and that with a good convincing creature. The Mothman was a good cryptid movie involving a creature of urban legend. I can highly recommend that one. That's a good one, quite a scary one as well. But the Frogman, it was a kid of 5 and 6 could have watched it and that, when he wouldn't have batted an eyelid and that, it was. Oh, I must warn you, guys. Some of the language just gets a bit fruity. Oh, you are awful, but I like you. Thank you, Dick. It's the part where they go around interviewing the locals, and one of them locals, he doesn't make any bones about it when he's describing the Frogman. And he said, "I'm not going to use the actual word, but I'll just use the initial." He goes like the Frogman F's. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll leave it at there, guys. Yeah, but as I say, there's some fruity language in it, so just warn you if you don't like swearing. Okay then, guys, I will leave it at that. Okay, hope you enjoyed this review. Usually, like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comments, and all going well, I shall be back again very, very soon with another video. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna hop downstairs to get me supper. Sorry about the pun. Ta-ta. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, you might like to check out my website at www.alantoner.com. You'll be able to find out a little bit more about my work as a writer and all the books I have published to date. Thanks for watching.